this is a United States Army 1944 reconnaissance section. You've seen the movie Bridget Remagen. This is what rolled up first. You have your headquarters section in a Jeep. You have 2 tracks, one a dismount section and a track crew. You have a Stewart tank. It's a recon vehicle, and you have an M8 Greyhound, which is a recon vehicle, and a support mortar section. The mortar section is dropped off by a deuce-and-a-half truck, which I don't have yet.
Okay. And so this is a Stewart light tank.
Yep.
So, and it's got a light anti-tank gun.
Yep.
And a machine gun at all?
Yeah, it has a coax and a bow gun.
Okay.
And this just has a coax.
Okay.
And a
these
50
are
cal.
And these are both recce?
They're both recce.
All right. And this has the full machine gun complement?
No, this one only has the right.
Okay.
So the other 2 are on there, but
okay. So it's
sometimes I run them fully loaded.
That's what I was asking. So
basically, on the American half track, going this way, only the 360 comes to bear. If I go this way, fire in this direction, I have the side gun and the 50 cal.
Right. Okay. And your Jeep, what is that?
The Jeep does not have that gun on it for this scenario.
So for transport. Okay.
Right now, it's strictly a transport of my lieutenant, his BAR escort, and so basically, one of these guys is actually the driver.
Gotcha.
And
then a bazooka team there?
Yep, bazooka team.
And your squads are all regular with a bar and rifles, right?
Yep. The track squad is just rifles.
Okay, and then you do have some submachine guns.
And I have submachine guns as a sergeant.
Okay. My list real...
And, let me use the carbine, so he shouldn't be here.
That's okay. My list real quick. The guys with the blue uniforms are going to be veterans, John.
Okay.
So if you see the blue, that means they're veteran. No, I don't have anything crazy though. I have a veteran squad here with 5 submachine guns in it,
okay.
1 Panzerfaust, a regular squad of 5 guys, just rifles. I actually got the first lieutenant, and he's a veteran. And then I've got a regular squad that's 9 rifles, 1 submachine gun, with the NCO's got a submachine gun, 2 Panzerfaust, regular sniper team, and then a veteran squad with 4 assault rifles, 1 Panzerfaust. The Hanomag, inexperienced, I got a
Rad 8.
Yeah, the one, it's got a light autocannon with a coax medium machine gun. It's got recce. I got a Panzer II Lux, how do you pronounce it?
That's actually a Panzer II early bit, right?
Yeah, Luch. It's the early version. Yeah, Lux. So it's actually a late war Panzer II, which they converted for Recon. So it's same armament though, light autocannon and a coax medium machine gun, but it does have recce. 251-10, which is a command half track with a light autocannon. 8-man capacity, and this is a proxy medium anti-tank gun.
All right.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Report, we decided to do the long ways. We're doing the modified maximum attrition unit where we're going from left to right. So both of us are having pretty mobile armies and we want to try something different. So I pull the first dice and I try to, I just elect to put my anti-tank gun down. I believe I did that on purpose. It's been a couple days, so because everything kind of depends on where everything else comes in at. I may have failed on that, but so then I bring my Hanomag. It's got the 2 squads in it, zooming up behind the house here. And then he brings the armored car in, and puts it right there. On it's kind of the left side. Then he brings his Stewart up along there. Both those have recce. He brings a mortar team in. And then he's pulling a bunch of dice, and he kind of don't want to, so he tries to put a order dice on some of the guys in the half track. I put an order dice on my half track guys, so we're kind of playing a little cat and mouse, and so continue doing that. Another squad in this half track. Put an order dice down on my other guys in my Hanomag. And I go ahead and bring this in. It's a pretty safe spot behind the trees. And then he just goes down with his team there. And down again. And down on the half track itself. So he kind of wants to see where my my lighting stuff goes. This, I believe I fail the check on that. Then I bring my 251-10 in. And I probably should have stacked it behind my Panzer, because that was kind of silly. These are the crew inside there. They're going down. And then he's just continuing putting down on his stuff. So most of his stuff is going to stay off the board for the first turn. These guys run in. They're hoofing it. And then my sniper just kind of doesn't have anything to do, so he just goes down. He's still hidden there, but... And then that pretty much ends turn 1. Yeah, should have, looking at it, look at the board with the trees. If I would stay to the left of my Panzer or stacked behind my Panzer, would have made it difficult for his Stuart to try to get a shot on me. But yeah, playing a little cat and mouse, and I've got to try to double team his tank in order to get the recce, out of the way, or push him back behind there. So we go to turn 2. And he pulls the first dice and moves his Steward up in an advance, and he fires at my Hanomag, and he's got the draw stabilizer, so I don't take the -1 for moving. He's able to score a hit, but fortunately for me, he only glances, and he does a crew stun, so the track goes down with an additional pin. I advance those guys or run them into that lower part of that burnout house. And these are the guys on that track that got disabled, so they're going to go down or rally. They're trying to rally the 2 pins off them. One fails, and the lieutenant actually does do his because he can't use the lieutenant's bonus. This is down, and I think I failed a check with it, which is unfortunate. I needed to kind of get that on to take over the side. And these are the guys in the Hanomag. They're just down. So still some more cat and mouse. He moves this guy out to the far left there, and I think it's an advance order, but I don't think he had a target. Then his tracks, I think he fails 1 check, and then these guys are just the ones that are in the Hanomag. Then he brings his other track in on an advance order. He's just delaying with his Jeep. And this thing fails again, so that's unfortunate because I kind of wanted to bring it in. Hanomag decides to do an about face, does 2 turns and moves to the right. And so I kind of go over to the right. The Panzer II debate quite a bit what to do with it. Me and John talk it out, and they end up just playing it safe and moving up behind the trees there and hope for a dice next turn. So that ends turn 2, kind of pretty uneventful. A lot of cat and mouse, a lot of deliberation over what to do. If I want to try to take on one of these sides, I want to try to overload it, but I'm hesitant, I don't want stuff on both sides where I have to pull an order dice and then end up getting something destroyed. So the Panzer II is pretty safe. I can't really hurt that Stuart to the front though. So start turn 3 and starts off. He advances his truck up here, and he starts putting some. I believe he shot at some of my guys. But here on my Hanomag, or my truck, I just drive right into the woods. He elects not to recce because I've got like a pin marker on me, and I moved and I missed him. Here I just fire with the guys in the house at his armored car thing, and I believe that's what I did. And I was just trying to put a pin on it, but it turned out to be out of range. Or no, he recce'd back. So here is half tracks coming up. Unloads these guys with this next order dice. So he's got a team gonna take over the building there, or the ruined building. The other half track is right there next to it. So that's a lot of heavy machine guns that are all lined up in a row there. I bring this guy in here, and I don't want to try to fight 3 of those with the heavy machine guns because they'll end up pinning me to death, but I need to try to do something. So I come in, I fire 2 shots, needing 5s, and I actually score a hit. And I put a pin on that thing, open top. So here his Stuart goes ahead and fires again at my half track, and he scores another hit. But fortunately for me, he again glances, and he rolls another crew stunt. I advance my Panzer II out, and I pop a few shots off at him, and I'm able to put a pin on him, so that's nice. I mean, at least it's something. His Jeep comes in here, and then he's got looks like his lieutenant out there to the left. And I finally am able to bring this thing on, so it pushes in. It's got a couple things in its way. It's got that armored car mine in the way, but I'm counting on the next turn, because it's a medium anti-tank gun, should be able to outrange him on the right, keep his half-track at bay. These guys are about to die, I think, on the next turn, so I go ahead and advance him up, and I fire a few shots at his open-top armored car, just to put a couple pins on it. Rally these guys, and rally my lieutenant, so I'm able to clear those pins off that he had acquired on me. I go ahead and move this thing out. It's kind of a gamble. It's got all those guys in it, and I just fire 4 machine gun shots, and I'm able to score another pin marker on that thing. So between my sniper and that, I'm hoping that those 2 pins will make it inactivate for a turn, and then I can maybe take advantage of that. I got an anti-tank gun, and I got an armored car over there, and my hand mag with the medium machine guns. But yeah, that ends turn 3. It's still being very tentative. This woods in the middle are, they block line of sight, and so that's really the focal point where I'm starting to realize, I kind of at this point wish I'd take my hand mag around the other way, try to get up into that objective. So we're going to begin the turn 4, and he starts off by moving this half track up here, and he's going to take aim at my sniper team, and he's shooting them up. Fortunately, he doesn't kill anybody, but I went down, so I pulled him over, so I went down. He unloads these guys, advances them, so they capture the token, and they're firing point blank, and they're able to kill off the sniper. Even small team and down, he's still able to put it up. They're just regular, so this guy does fail his check, so my little gamble kind of paid off. He failed his check. So he had to back up. The Stewart advances and shoots there. Oh, the last turn he had missed. This turn he hit, glanced, and did another crew stunt. So my hand mag comes pushing over the bushes here and unloads some of the guys out of there. So that's my veterans with a bunch of submachine guns. They advance. This guy here advances off to the right, so my anti-tank gun can have a clear field of fire, and I fired 2 more autocannon shots at his armored car, I believe, and I'm able to hit it, and I got 2 pins on there, so I must have crew stunned it. So this goes into ambush, so I want to try to keep that M8 armored car at bay. These guys are moved through into the other section of this destroyed building, and these guys move up to the 2nd floor, and they're able to, they'll have a better field of fire there. But his mortar fires, needing a 6 to hit, because I actually feel like I got an advantage on the right now, and he scores a 6. So man, when I felt I had the advantage, he hits with a 6 and destroys it. I fire back with my Panzer II, ignore his Stewart, and I hit that thing in the side twice, and I'm able to blow it up. Yay for the Panzer II, kind of exposing himself against that Stewart, but I had to do something. And I think the pictures were kind of in reverse order. I tried to rally my lieutenant, and I fail because he doesn't get to give himself a bonus when he's off the table. Moves the other half track up to here, and I go ahead and unload that team out of my truck. They still retain 1 pin, but they pass, so they get out. I'm worried that he's going to blow that thing up, and everybody's going to take D6 hits. Here's just another picture of the middle, where everything's going to be centered around, and that's where we're looking at the end of the turn. I've got a team of submachine guns on the other side of that hill in the woods. He's got his team of guys there. I've got a hand mag with a medium machine gun, still a team of 5 in there. Blowing up my armored car really hurt there. Other than that, the half track just keeps getting pinned, so I'm kind of gonna try to ignore the Stewart. That's my plan. So, and we don't have videos in between here because we were kind of pushing because the store was going to close. So he advances these guys up to the edge of the woods, and he starts firing, and he's pretty close, but he only is able to kill 1. So that was good for me. So I advance my hand mag, and I fire the medium machine gun, and I'm able to start putting some pins and kill some guys. These guys fire at those same guys. But there's only 3 window holes, so it's 6 shots. But I'm still able to score a hit. So I'm just trying to kill some bodies. I'm planning to assault them with my submachine gun squad. Here, his Stuart goes ahead and takes aim and fires, and he's firing at my Panzer II. So I recce back into at least the woods with the front arc, and he actually misses me, so that's nice. Here's my lieutenant team. They bail out of that thing too, so now it's unmanned, so it can't shoot. Here he comes up, gonna fire. I activate my ambush, so he recce's back out of my line of sight, but keeps him pretty far away, and he's not able to do any damage. He has still a pin on there too, which makes him miss. This half track is on top of the objective, and there's still like a 5-man team in there, or maybe a 6-man team. I rally my truck, so I'm able to get a rally on there. So if I do recruit it, that'd be good. The mortar here team fires and misses, so he used up his mojo. He fired at these guys up here. He's going to try to dislodge them from that cover. And then, yeah, turn 5. So, or no, that's just the guys in there. They advanced it because we're not done yet. We're still on turn 5. So these guys go ahead and activate, and they do pass their check, and they assault that unit. Yeah, well, I'm skipping all over. So this unit has a pin on it there. So I'm able to kill those guys by assaulting them. Oh, they actually, that unit I just showed at Fubard, and they shot at my own guys. So yeah, so I'm able to get a nice consolidation move after I killed that unit, and I riskily kind of move up to the edge of that wood line. I need to get another order dice right away so I can assault that half track. Otherwise, he can start pouring some fire on me with all of his stuff. So it's a risk, but let's look at it's going to be turn 6. We don't know if it's going to go to turn 7. So yeah, it's not the best situation, but I'm kind of fighting it out. So we go to turn 6, and this may or may not be the last turn. So I'm trying not to expose myself too much yet. So yeah, he pulls the order dice, which is unfortunate because I was going to assault that thing. I should have been able to kill it pretty easily. So he fires a heavy machine gun and a medium machine gun at me. I can't afford to go down. I need that unit to activate. And he kills my NCO, and he puts 2 pins on me, or 1 more pin or something. But so I go ahead and do some stuff, and I go ahead and activate, and I assault that thing. His crew jumps out, and I kill them all, and I consolidate back up into the woods because I'm still the closest to that half track. This thing is still in ambush. He drives this thing up to 1 inch away and fires 2 medium machine guns at me. And he's able to kill 3 guys. So that sucks. Still got a guy left, so I can still kill that half track if I stay alive. These guys come out of the building and basically flood around the half track. So my Hanamag comes up on an advance order, and I start spraying with machine gun fire. So yeah, so I'm spraying it with machine gun fire, and I need to try to kill some of those guys off. I know I have a squad still in the Hanamag, but I'm not going to be able to assault. And I hop out, and I do advance, so I'm firing at basically point blank range. He doesn't have any cover. I also move this guy over and take a few shots. I actually shoot at the infantry because I could have tried to take out the tank, I guess, from the rear, but here he activates his M8 scout car again, and he's still kind of the same cat dance with my anti-tank gun. He does put a couple shots on my Hanamag, but he doesn't kill it. And his mortar tries to fire again, but doesn't hit. So you get this bloodbath thing in the middle. It's all about these 2 infantry units, because if I could kill his infantry, then I could kill that half track. These guys actually run downstairs to get next to that token, and then he's just got some peripheral stuff and fires a bazooka, I think, at my Hanamag, but misses. And these guys foobar again. That's 2 foobars in a row, and they actually shoot my lieutenant. This thing doesn't have anybody in it, so it just backs up. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the game. So there's a huge melee in the middle that was all about trying to capture that center token and kill a unit. If I could have picked that order dice first, I could have assaulted that half track when I was a full squad and killed the crew. And then, but I guess, I mean, I ended up doing that anyway, but I consolidated back to the cover. Yeah, it's a lot of cat and mouse, and those light those light autocannons really don't have enough punch to kill a Sherman. And tank gun taking forever to come in really kind of screwed me up too in the fields of fire. I haven't played left and right on a board yet in bolt action. It was fun. John, I have to say, took a lot of time, and it felt like we were playing chess. I really kind of enjoyed it. He was giving me a lot of pointers on how to run a mobile list like this, and there were several times where we would talk out multiple moves in the sequence of those, and this game ended up in a draw, but John was very gracious opponent. It was fun. It was really fun to sit and talk tactics, and he had a lot of good insight. So if you're ever in Lincoln, Nebraska, John's available to play. Take the time and just play a friendly game with him. So thanks for watching.